Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauren and welcome to Plants and Things. Today's video is gonna be my 2-week update of my Greenspaces.id unboxing. If you haven't seen the first video yet of the actual unboxing and the 24-hour update, I will link it up in the cards above. And you might just wanna check it out. If not, that's okay. You can keep watching this video, but if you want to, it's there. Show you guys how all the plants are doing. Then I'm going to do a little extra rehab. Unfortunately, we still need to do a little more rehab. But that's how it is with importing plants. It's not just it's not like buying plants from a nursery or a local plant shop. Like there's levels to the acclimation of imports. So we have a little more work to do. So I'm going to share that with you. And as I do that, I will be discussing, my final thoughts on importing plants on Greenspaces.id, if I think it's worth it, if I do it again, what would I do differently? Because I think I definitely do some things differently. So stay tuned. All right, so let's first take a look at everything. And surprisingly, I'm not gonna lie, like for the most part, everything is doing pretty well for the most part considering. But let's start with what's doing the best. This glorious, I cannot, if you already follow me on Instagram, you might have already seen a little sneak peek of this plant. And if you haven't seen my last video about my March favorites, this glorious, because look how happy it is. Look how happy he is. Look at the bounce. Look at the bounce. This leaf does seem like it's on its way out and it's so wide and pretty, but it's okay. It's on its way out, but hold up. So this leaf was like half pushed out when we unboxed it and it's completely out. It seems like it's gonna be a little small and I think it's a little, and maybe I need to mist it to help it. But look at this, I just saw this today. Oh my God. Oh my God. I gotta stop doing that. I can't believe it's already trying to work on another leaf before this one is even unfurled. He's so happy. I'm happy because he's happy. And yeah, we just put him in pond the day after we got him and he's been happy ever since. So that's how the glorious is doing. That's the best. That's one that's doing the best right now. The one that's doing next best, I'm gonna give it to the Verrucosum because I expected this to go all the way downhill. Like I did not expect this to even keep any leaves that it has. This one is on its way out, but considering this plant and the circumstances in which it came through, it's fine. And this leaf is so pretty. I love the little shimmery iridescence-ness that the Verrucosum has. And the new leaf is still on its way out. It's moving slow, but it's still green. So I'm happy about that. I hope I was am I in the frame? Where's the camera? Okay, I hope you see that. So this is in perlite. It's still pretty moist, the perlite at the bottom. I might re-moisten the top, but I'm just really happy with how this one is doing as well because I really thought this was gonna lose every single leaf it had. Especially if y'all remember in the first video what the roots or lack thereof looked like. I had no hope for this plant at all. And I do have, which maybe I'll insert a clip of it. I have the 2 nodes that I chopped off. One is not really doing anything, but one is. So I'll insert a clip of that one so y'all can see how that node that I chopped off of it is doing. I feel like my mic, where is, this t-shirt doesn't work with mics. The mic is too heavy for my cheap t-shirt. Woes, the woes, the woes. Anyways, next, the Verrucosum. Also doing better than I expected. I also expected it to drop all its leaves. I will say they're not as firm and bouncy. They're not looking very happy, but they haven't dropped, So this this new leaf is clearly, this one was, this is a baby leaf and clearly it didn't even have a chance. It didn't even have a chance at life. But the bottom leaves are still doing well. They're actually firmer than they were before. This one is still kind of floppy, but I mean, they're still pretty. So I'm happy that they're still pretty and present. So I again expected this one as well to drop everything, but it's okay. It's doing third best. It's okay. So we're happy with that. Next is, okay, this one makes me sad. This is my favorite. The Majestic is my favorite, but clearly it's not very happy. And I'm not gonna lie, the bottom two leaves are not that bad. I tied them up, and these were actually holding themselves up a little bit, but it was still kind of droopy. So I tied them up a little bit, and I got that suggestion from another plant tuber, Airway District. If you don't follow his channel, Airway District. He gave me a nice suggestion to tie up the leaves so that it can photosynthesize better, because they was like this. It wasn't getting no light like that. So this one did get a little firmer, thank goodness. These were kind of sort of, hopefully you can see that these were like hanging halfway down. So I put them up, and they're not any more firm, but they're okay. The top ones, as floppy as ever, this one I believe was like a newest leaf, and so it never even got a chance to harden off. Who knows if it will, but the growth point is still green. So I am happy about that the growth point is still green and hasn't, you know, shriveled up. The stem is fairly firm still. This growth point doesn't feel that firm, but it's okay. It's doing okay. I need to add water, but you can see all the condensation in there. So it's nice and moist in there for it. But I will be really sad if I lose any leaves on this, but I know sometimes it's unavoidable. But that's how the Majestic is doing. And what really, really makes me sad, my Splendid. My Splendid is not splendid. These two bottom leaves started yellowing last week, a week after import. And I was like, oh no. First it was just the bottom one. I was like, it's okay, it's just the bottom one. And then this one right behind it. And I'm like, God dang it. So I was just gonna leave it at first. But these leaves, like only reason I decided to do something, because look at this new growth point. It looks terrible. And I will be really sad if I lose the entire plant when I could have did something to kind of, you know, be proactive. Because look, this is already starting. It's very early, but it's already starting to try to yellow on me. So I need to do something. So that's what we're gonna be doing now. We're gonna be doing a little more rehab on this plant card. So what I'm gonna be doing is chopping up this Splendid. I'm scared and sad about it, but I have to do something. I cannot just sit here and, actually I want this in here. I cannot just sit here and just watch this plant decline slowly. So I'm gonna unpot it, and I'm definitely gonna chop off these roots. Yeah, so look at this. There's like nothing left of this stem. Oh my gosh, look at it. Oh wow. Ooh, it stinks. It stinks. Yeah, I'm gonna chop all these roots off and just reroot it. So my thoughts about importing plants. Do I think it's worth it? Yes and no. Under the right circumstances, I do believe it's worth it. And the right circumstances being the right type of plant and the right time of the year, and if you can do it with a friend. In that case, yes, I absolutely think it's worth it. Oh, this kind of has a little strength to it. Okay, not really, but you know, it's okay. In those cases, yes, I do think it's worth it. You just have to really try to maximize, you know, the situation for it to be worth it. You don't want to go, I mean, you do what you want to do, really. I'm just saying, for me, what I would do is, would I personally place my own order again? Yes, but it would have to be the same situation. These roots are freaking disgusting. Let me go rinse this and cut this off before I continue talking. Actually, I have the scissors here. I just need a garbage bag. All right, let me get a garbage bag. So yes, I do think it's worth placing an order for a single person. If you are going to, you know, do it at the right time of year, you don't want to do it in the dead of winter. I did it kind of like the tail end of winter, which I just got lucky that it just happened to ship at a time that was I'm just gonna chop all of this off because there's no way that this is gonna do anything. There's no way. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And what else was I gonna say about it being worth it? The times that I don't think it's worth it is for smaller plants in my mind. I don't know if this is true, but this is my opinion. In my mind, smaller plants are possibly more delicate, delicate. And yes, large plants are, plants in general are always going to have a trouble acclimating, but I just feel like plants with small dainty leaves, like, it's a setup for failure. It's a setup for failure. Me personally, I would only purchase like a large leaf or kind of hardy leafed plant to import. Sorry, I can't talk and inspect at the same time. I feel free from cutting those roots. Like, I don't know why, but I feel so free cutting those roots off. Anyway, so I just broke this. No, I didn't. Okay. And as far as Greenspaces.id personally, would I order from them again? Yes, absolutely, 100%. And y'all know what I'm about to do. Let me see. Is this a node? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll leave this. 1, 2, 3. I'm about to make, now maybe I'll make two node cuttings. Should I do that? Oh my gosh, is this an active point? Look at this. Can y'all see that? I feel like that's an active growth point. Oh my god. Oh, look. Look at this. Am I making this up? I feel like this is also. Look at that. It's alive. I'm so happy to see that. Okay. All right, so, oh no, this is where I cut it off. Okay, so I'm gonna cut it, should I cut it here? So that I can bury this and then I won't lose that leaf. So then I'll have this one and then this one. Yeah, I'm gonna do it like that so I have some room. And then I don't know what I'm gonna do with this part. Okay, let me move this out the way for a second. Okay, I'm sorry, my words are not fluid because I'm trying to do something and talk about something else at the same time. But yes, I do think it's worth it. I would use Greenspaces.id again, 100%. And I think that if you're interested in trying it, that you should. That's that. Now, what would I do differently? I wish I'd cut that. I wish I'd cut that lower. That's one thing. So I'm gonna cut this one here. Yeah. And then I'll cut this off because we don't need all of this. Give it some room though, room to rot. Okay. I was scared to do that, but I actually feel so much better doing that. Okay. And we got some nodes, yes. Dang, what was I saying again? I'm so sorry. What would I do differently? I think that I would stick to my original plan of putting everything in perlite. But I would also have left everything in water for maybe a couple more days, at least maybe 5 days. These are all dried up, that's why I'm cutting them off. Maybe 4 to 5 days I would have left it in water instead of 1 day. I only took it out of water because they looked fine, they perked up. But yeah, I think next time, regardless of how it looks, I'll keep it in water, for 4 to 5 days. And then after that, I will always just put them in perlite because both my plants in perlite are perfectly fine. If they need to reroot, which they will be. Now that I have gone through this process, the way that I understand this, I don't know if this is correct, but this is my opinion, and the way that I understand how plants work is that, and how the import process of plants work, I should say, is whatever happens to the roots, through the import process of whatever they have to be cleaned or whatever happens to them, those roots, these are no good. These are no good at all. So if I have roots coming in looking brown like that again and scraggly, I would have just cut them all off from the jump and put them in perlite, which is what I was actually going to do, but I was just afraid to do it because I never did it before. But now that I'm like understanding, like, look, this plant is basically going to have to reroot whether these roots are present or not, because if they're not doing anything for the plant, it's going to have to reroot. So that means that all we're going to have is the leaves slowly dying off because there's no root system to support these leaves. Therefore, from the beginning, I could have just chopped it. Well, whether I want to chop it or not, but regardless, from the beginning, I could have just put it in perlite and chopped the roots. Look at this. Oh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! I can't believe it's Sophia! Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy there's life. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is so good. I was not expecting that at all. This wants to become something. Okay, let's pop this up. We're gonna put these in perlite ASAP to save my splendid. So I completely forgot about the potting mat that I have. So I'm gonna use that. I have some moist perlite. I don't know why. I caught myself trying to help myself by setting things up in advance, but I just made this harder for myself because I soaked all of this perlite and ain't no way I'm gonna need all of that. I don't know why I did that. Anywho, I have my glass container from Goodwill, $1.99. I did do another video of a Goodwill shop with me. Hopefully that'll be up soon. If not, I'm just gonna link in the cards above the one that I already have up, if y'all can check it out if you'd like. So how deep does this need to be? I'm gonna want to stake this up as well because this leaf is just not very, I think I have a smaller stick, which means I need to go get it. Darn it, every time I think I'm prepared, I'm not. Where is that stake at? Oh, I think I know where it's at. All right, I got this stake. I'm gonna use this to kind of hold these leaves up so that they can photosynthesize as they need. But yes, I don't remember what I was saying before, but I'm really happy with my order. I would highly recommend. Sorry if I'm repeating myself. I just don't remember what I said before. It's hard for me to kind of like talk about one thing while I'm doing another thing that requires thought also. But yeah, I do wish that I would have stuck to my guns, put it in perlite from the jump, because I feel like maybe, just maybe, it would have been better, doing better. I could be wrong. Could be absolutely wrong. But I think I would feel better next time doing it that way. I definitely don't regret it though, because I feel like I learned something about the life cycle of plants, you know, and how they operate and what they deem to be, you know, there we go. What they deem to be, you know, needed for survival and all that good stuff, you know, like they're gonna let go of the leaves in order to, can y'all even see what I'm doing? Which I knew that, but I didn't know, you know, that much about the root system and, you know, how to truly identify a root system. You know, a lot of times we look at a plant and says, oh, it has roots, you know, it's good. Or it has roots and they're not squishy, it's good. But that's not always the case, you know, because those roots weren't squishy. But I feel now that they weren't good though. They weren't in good health. And I would have cut them off sooner and just stuck it in perlite. But now I know. I'm mad I wasted all of this damp perlite. Should I just, what should I do? Maybe I should, can you reuse perlite? I've never needed to, so I don't know. I'm tying it all the way up here so that it can hold its head up. Perlite's so messy. Okay, that's that is so sad. Quiet, Lulu. It was sad before, so. All right, so we got all of the little, yeah, all the nodes are covered. The little growth points are ready to emerge. Hopefully, maybe someday. Did I bury this one too deep? Now I'm scared. I feel like I have to check. I feel like this one's too deep. Okay, let me check. Now's the time. I might as well just check. Okay, I'm glad I took it out some, because it did not need to be that deep. Yeah, I know I'm paranoid about stem rot. There's a lot of hope for this plant. There's a lot of hope for this plant. So I'm gonna put a little more liquid dirt water. I don't know why I did that. I never do that. So I'm just gonna pour enough so that, this is just liquid dirt water. I'm just pouring enough so that the bottom here, can you see the water at the bottom? About halfway. Yeah, that's good. That is good. Now, the question is where I want to place this. Do I want to put it in my mini greenhouse, which I am kind of leaning towards? If it fits, I think I'm going to put it in the mini greenhouse, if it does. This is definitely going, do I want to chop this in two? Or, which way is the bottom? This way. Or I can put it in a jar of perlite, or I can just put it in my, no, I'm gonna put it in a prop box. I love prop boxes. So while we're here, I'll show you guys the Verrucosum that we put in here 2 weeks ago. And look at these developments. It already has roots, boom, boom, and a new leaf on the way. This, maybe we should cut that. It's not squishy, but no, it's fine actually. I'm gonna leave it. But yeah, new roots and a new growth point. There was 2 Verrucosum cuttings. The other one is not really doing anything. And I suspect that this is a spent node, because this is basically, the plant was a cutting of a cutting, you know? So it was already a cutting and then I took another cutting. So I don't think this is gonna produce any more active growth points from it, but I just wanted to try it and see. And yeah, I don't see anything. And I don't see any new root growth, and it's been in here the same amount of time, which doesn't necessarily mean anything, because I've had that situation where I've put 2 the same, you know, plants from 2 nodes from the same plant, and one did something and one didn't, you know, in a certain amount of time. So I'm gonna put it back, because you never know. I'm not gonna give up on it, but one is definitely doing something, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, that's basically it for what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna put this in here as, should I put this into? Should I chop it into? Why not, right? Like, why not chop it into? Because I have 2 there, and then I'll have 2 here. Because if I just leave it, I'm gonna eventually chop it anyways. Might as well. Ooh. Okay, so now we got 2. Oh, look at my epi. Okay, you have to move over though. We got 2, what is this plant? Splendids. So now we got 2 splendids in there. That's from the Verrucosum, doing well. So that is all for my 2-week update. I may do a 4-week or 1-month update if there's any changes, any major changes. If not, you can always follow me on Instagram, because that's where I'll have more regular updates on my plants if you're interested in seeing how they're doing. But yeah, I may or may not do a 1-month. If I don't do a 1-month, then I'll do probably like a 6-week, because I would hope that there would be some new leaves by then. We'll be closer to spring, so hopefully by then I will have some more updates for you guys. So if you don't see a 4-week, look out for the 6th week. Thank you again for watching. If you're not already subscribed to my channel and you're liking the content, please subscribe. If you like the video, and have a good night.